I'm going to recreate the Five Nights at Freddy's games inside Brookhaven. To do that, I'll build structures. I'll add various creepy animatronics and transform Brookhaven into a huge haunted pizzeria. And guys, as you may already know, in December, the FNAF Help Wanted 2 will be released, which is basically the new VR game for Five Nights at Freddy's. And to celebrate this release, I'm going to create a gigantic Five Nights at Freddy's inside Brookhaven. To start building our own FNAF game, I'll begin by editing our Brookhaven lobby. I'll go to the search tab and search for FNAF. And look, with these items that appear here, we can definitely do a lot. Okay, to start modifying the lobby, I'll begin by deleting several of these items here because they really won't be useful for our Brookhaven. Now that our lobby is free of items, I'll place this floor here that is just like the one in the Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria. I'll place it a bit inside the floor like this. And now, I'll increase the size of this floor to cover this entire area. And there we go. This floor looks much better. In place of the old plant pots, I'm going to place several of these Chica's cupcakes scattered around our lobby. This way, not only do we have a decoration that fits better with Five Nights at Freddy's, this place becomes much scarier. And guys, now that I've placed all these cupcakes here in the lobby, I'm going to add a golden statue of our Freddy here. Obviously, I'll place him facing forward, and I'll increase his size just a bit. I never thought I'd see this, but this is literally Golden Freddy. Top 10 jokes. Now, I'll add some more items here, like, for example, these tables to replace those park benches that were here. I'll scatter some of them like this and create an outdoor restaurant type of setting. I'll also add some birthday party decorations here with these little flags. These flags will fit exactly here on these trees. And of course, for a birthday party, we need some balloons. So I'll spread some of these balloons all over our lobby. And this way, we'll make everything even more colorful. And of course, speaking of balloons, we can't forget to include our dear balloon boy here. Just not too big so he's not too scary. Well, I reduced his size a bit like this. And there we go. Now he's a little less threatening. Okay, the next location to be modified will be the Brookhaven Arcade. As you can see inside, it has nothing to do with FNAF. We can improve this place a lot. Because of that, I deleted all the arcade machines inside. Let's add some lighting to this place. And now we can place arcade machines with the characters from Five Nights at Freddy's. Like this one, which is Foxy's. We also have Freddy's and even Bonnie's. Let's just arrange Freddy's nicely here. In addition to these 3 arcade machines, I'll also place a claw machine here on the side. Obviously, it's a bit tilted, so we need to correct that. Okay, machine fixed. Now let's add a few more machines on the other side. The animatronic that will be in this location is the puppet. Because for those familiar with the story, the puppet is the one who guides the lost children. So it makes sense for it to be here in the arcade. And, of course, we can't forget to add that classic FNAF floor. I'll even put some posters on these walls. And also some additional decorations, just so this place doesn't look empty. There we go. Now the arcade looks much better. And here, the next location we're going to edit is basically the Brookhaven Market, since it's completely bland. And, of course, one of the first things I'll do is put up this sign to make it look like a Five Nights at Freddy's store. I'll also tweak the colors of this building a bit to make it even more reminiscent of something from Five Nights at Freddy's. And truly, with these colors, this place looks much more appealing. But now it's time to edit the interior of this building. So, I'll delete all the shelves inside the Brookhaven Market. Of course, I'll add that classic Five Nights at Freddy's floor. Well, inside this shop, I'll basically place some separate animatronic parts like this, as if it were really a store that sells animatronics. So, I'll need all kinds of things that would be in the parts and service. Like, for example, even these animatronic heads. But of course, I can't leave our items for sale on the floor of the store. That's why I'll put some shelves here for us to sell our products. I'll place these heads on top. I'll also put this type of shelf that looks a lot like the old Brookhaven Market, right? And I'll leave it exactly like this. And now I'll duplicate these shelves and put another set here. Another type of item that will be for sale here will be these tables, which are very common in various Five Nights at Freddy's restaurants. The animatronics themselves will also be for sale, but this time in a complete version of them. And, of course, there will even be some toys for sale. Like, for example, these Five Nights at Freddy's plushies. But of course, they have to be a bit smaller to fit on our shelf. Now we duplicate them like this to have several plushies. And there we go. This shelf certainly grabs a lot of attention. Now we can also add some items that are very common in Five Nights at Freddy's, such as this very old phone that is in every restaurant. I'll also put Chica's cupcake here, and even this old computer monitor that is in almost every Five Nights game. And after a long time, there we go. That's how the Five Nights at Freddy's Market turned out. And guys, of course, we have to include William Afton in our Brookhaven. Ironically, the best place to put William Afton is here in the police station. I'll put our buddy here in the police station as if he were a police chief, since he's like a security guard, right? Before starting to edit anything inside, first, I'll paint this place to make it more similar to our buddy William Afton. And man, despite this being a pretty weird idea, I think the police station will look really nice in purple. And as I said, this place really looks awesome. And as a sign for our police station, I'll use nothing more, nothing less than this lizard here that is totally purple. And honestly, it's completely bizarre. Let's give it a little spin here, and we'll place it exactly here on top, where the police sign should be. I'll increase the size of this creature a bit. And now, this here is truly bizarre. Even his tail is sticking out here. See? Okay. Inside here, I'll put this statue of William Afton, which looks like a real person, but I think it's a statue. And back here, where the prisoners would be, I'll put the souls of the children here. And yes, as macabre as it may seem, William Afton would really do that. 5 children on this side, and another 5 children on the other side, to reference FNAF 1 and FNAF 2. Inside the police station, I'll put that bizarre lizard again, because I found it really cool. And on the wanted poster, I'll put our buddy William Afton too. I just need to resize him a bit like this, and fit him into these posters. And honestly, this turned out much better than I had anticipated. Okay, as you can see, the sky in Brookhaven is still that normal sky, so I have to modify that too. And since we're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's, the best option is definitely this night sky, which looks really scary. And besides that, we need to place the animatronics, because I promised to put all of them, right? After adding various animatronics, finally, our Five Nights at Freddy's Brookhaven is ready to be tested. So let's see if everything is working as it should. And guys, before I show you how our map turned out, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you like Five Nights at Freddy's. Please! It will help a lot. And as you can see, I'm already here inside FNAF Haven. And man, I added various different animatronics here, like almost all the animatronics from FNAF 1. Also, some loose animatronics, like Montgomery, Withered Bonnie, and also various other animatronics scattered here in our Brookhaven. I also placed this gigantic sign to show exactly what this Brookhaven is all about, right? But, well, the first place I want to show you is basically the Brookhaven Market, which we made exclusively to sell animatronic parts. Well, in this market, you can see that I really put various different things. For example, here we have a Funtime Foxy, which is basically serving as a cashier. In addition, I also added some other items, such as the plushies I showed you. There's also this mini carousel, a small balloon boy here, and I also added more animatronic parts in Freddy's head, and also some office equipment like monitors, cameras, and that kind of thing, you know? Well, this market really turned out very cool and would definitely be useful for opening a very haunted restaurant, if you know what I mean. Well, our next location is a place that got a little weirder, but it's basically the Purple Guys police station, which you can see basically lost its head literally. This here was the head of that lizard that served as a sign, you know? But it simply got completely dismantled. Well, at least inside the police station, William Afton is doing great, but everything else isn't. Even his statue lost its arms. That little lizard here was completely dismantled too. And the only thing that stayed intact here was basically the ghosts of the children who are trapped here. And there's really no way to set them free, because even clicking here, this door doesn't open. And one thing I wanted to know is why, of all the animatronics, the only one moving is Sundrop? It keeps swinging its arms like a gas station inflatable doll, you know? This is quite funny. Oh, correcting. Actually, there is one more animatronic that is moving, but it's the puppet. It's because it really wants to catch me. So, if I try to enter here to show you how the arcade is, it will just come and catch me. My goodness, she slapped me. Man, but to spare us from being killed by Puppet, I'll show you how the arcade turned out, which basically turned out incredible. Man, I placed several arcade machines here, various arcades, as you had seen, and basically I even put a box here that was supposed to be an animatronic part, but it can serve as a costume in this place, right? And, guys, unfortunately, this video has ended, but there's another super cool Five Nights at Freddy's video on the screen for you to watch right now. And of course, I thank everyone who stayed until the end and liked the video. Thank you very much, and until next time, bye!